Hey everyone, it's Ethan or Miist back again for another video today. Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're here again for yet another WWE predictions video. And today we are going to be predicting SummerSlam. And of course, I'm with the beautiful Melanie.
Hi.
And this is very exciting because this is Mel's biggest PLE. She watched half of night 2 of WrestleMania with me. So this is definitely by far her biggest opportunity to really see a big live event. Now, I am excited. Obviously, there's a pretty sweet card. And poor Betty, man.
Don't mind the cat.
Yeah, we locked her out because there's a plant in here that she keeps trying to eat. So, anyways. Yeah, I mean, let's get into it. I think we just might as well start off with mid-card matches. So, I think there's going to be a lot of title changes.
What do you mean by mid-card? How do you know? I don't know yet.
Mid-card.
Why don't we just go in order? It's so confusing.
We're starting from the bottom. We're going to the top.
Oh, bottom to the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mid-card is the Intercontinental and the United States. Then the World...
You know that for a fact?
Yeah. It's always been like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the World Championships are the women's titles and the men's titles for those upper 4 matches. Okay, so starting it off with the Intercontinental Championship match, we have Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. It's official. Braun Breaker is winning. It's just going to happen.
I think Sami's had the title for too long. I think we thought that Braun was going to get it at the last PL. He didn't. I think it's just time. We need a title change for that. This feud has been going on for far too long. He's been infused with far too many people. Do you think there will be any run-ins from anybody?
No.
Like Ilya or anything like that?
No, I don't think so. Although I really wish that it was a triple threat with Ilya. I think that would really be sick. Probably be best match of the night. It might already be the best match of the night, to be honest.
It's going to be really good.
It will be a really good match, and I'm very hopeful for this match, but in our Money in the Bank predictions video, I said that I always vote against Sami, so I'm going to pick Sami, and Sami won, and I do think that's the last time Sami won, because
He's getting a little too... I'm going to say, you can have a title and be proud, like example, Cody Rhodes. He's cocky, but he deserves to be. Sami's at a point now. Oh my god, I can't talk. Sorry, it's really early. Sami's at a point now where he's just I'll fight anybody because I know I'm going to win. And it's shut the fuck up, you suck.
It's kind of valid. He is kind of like that just because
he
knows that he's the underdog.
He knows that he's the best, but I'm you're really not. No offense.
Yeah, so
I'm predicting Braun Breaker to steal the title away. Woof, woof, woof.
Yes, I think, I mean...
Are you going to acknowledge what you're wearing on your eyes at all?
Oh, sure. Mel made these for me for our anniversary, so sad there's no Jey Uso on this. I do think we'll see Jey Uso. We'll talk about that later, though. It's Braun Breaker's time.
Braun. It is.
Yeah,
it's
really
his time.
is.
He deserves.
They're gonna absolutely send him to the fucking moon, and it's time for Sami to lose the title, and I really think it's because we're gonna be pushing towards new bloodline versus old bloodline, especially for War Games later this year, and Sami I think will be a part of that, of course, in the old bloodline. So let's move on to Logan versus LA Knight for the United States Championship. And I know this is a hard one for you because there is absolutely zero doubt in my mind that Logan is losing the title tonight. And I know that upsets you, but they need a champion that actually shows up.
And I was thinking about that yesterday as well. He's not a full-time... but also, and obviously, he's going to be even less than he is right now because he is expecting a baby in the fall. So he's going to be there even less than he was to friggin' start off with. So I mean, he has been doing a lot with the title, bringing it everywhere and promoting it online. That's kind of probably why they gave it to him really in the first place, was to make it bigger and better and more known again. But I do think that... there will be a title change, unfortunately. That's what I think is going to happen. It's not what I want to happen. No, I want Logan Paul, but I'm predicting LA, unfortunately. But I don't know. I really want to be wrong. I really want to... You know what? Fuck it. I'm predicting Logan, because Logan. Maverick,
I think
that was my burn
again. I just think it's time. Like similar to for Braun Breaker, it's just time for LA Knight. And if he doesn't win here, then I'd be really surprised. To be frank, but I think it's time that eventually.
But if we're thinking about like all of these in that way, there's a title change in every single freaking match, which I don't think.
No, I
don't
think
has to be at least.
No, I don't think. We'll talk about it. I think these are the only 2 titles that change. I don't think any of the other 4 titles change. That's not
really
true. One of them I do, but we'll talk about it here shortly.
One of them I also think.
Anyways, let's move on to the most anticipated match, of course.
This isn't the main event, which I know.
And I know it's not the main event, but I fucking wish it was the main event. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with Seth freaking Rollins as the special guest referee. I gotta say, it's a bittersweet match because I wish more than anything that this was a triple threat. Fuck, man. I would love for there to be a world where we get this triple threat at WrestleMania for a world title. I just don't think that'll happen. I think it'll just be CM Punk versus Seth at WrestleMania. And I think this triple threat feud is just going to have matches between all 3 of them leading up till, that WrestleMania.
But who do you think is winning this?
So, I do think Drew McIntyre will win.
I also think that, especially if they want to push the feud of CM Punk and Seth, they have to make Seth kind of make CM Punk lose. So CM Punk has a grudge against Seth, and CM Punk hates Seth and is pitting against Seth because he made him lose against Drew. And that's a really good, fuel to the fire of a feud. And it's Drew's time. He's been cost too many times. If they make him lose again, he's losing his
aura.
His aura. Oh my god, yes. He's losing really, aura points every time. And it's sad because he's known to be, this big,
I don't know. I just think it makes so much more sense for Drew to win. And Drew truly does need it more than CM Punk. It is CM Punk's first singles match back on live TV since his return, which, makes me want to say Drew. But this CM Punk is not the same CM Punk from 14, 13, 12 years ago. I don't think he's going to be that selfish where he needs to go over. I do think Drew's going to win. And ultimately, I think Drew needs to win because Drew needs to get back on track.
Yeah. He needs to be the big boss again. He needs to, be a big competitor.
Yeah, and you mentioned... He's been going, like you mentioned, CM Punk has cost Drew multiple times.
He deserves it.
I don't think it's going to continue. Really,
as much as I love CM Punk.
Oh, yeah. CM Punk's my favorite wrestler. I'm excited that I get to see my 2 favorite wrestlers interact in this, plus Drew. No offense, Drew, but Seth and CM. So, anyways, let's move on. We'll start it off with the WWE Women's Championship between Bayley and Nia Jax. For the longest time... I'm not gonna lie,
this is my least...
Yeah.
Is that how you say it? Yeah. Least anticipated match?
I think this is everyone's, to be honest.
I don't think there is a title change in this. I don't think we're at a point now, because I do think there is a very good chance that Miss Money in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton, will be cashing in. I don't think it's time for her to cash in on Nia. I think their friendship bestie thing hasn't been building for long enough. They wouldn't destroy that now. So I do think that Bayley will retain. But I don't know. I have a weird feeling that Miss Tiffy time, especially because she just got her new briefcase. But also she might want to carry it around for a little bit longer.
And that's exactly why I think the opposite of you is that she just got a new briefcase last night. There is absolutely no way she's cashing in today.
Really?
No, there's no.
But do you think she's gonna try and not be successful?
Actually try and the bell rings.
No, but a little play like she did the week.
Maybe, but I was absolutely convinced that Nia Jax was going to become WWE Women's Champion ever since she won Queen of the Ring. But as soon as Tiffany won Money in the Bank, I just didn't think that was going to happen.
I don't think it's time for really I don't think it's time for their friendship to break up. It's like Chelsea and Piper. It needs to cook. We love that friend. We don't want those to break.
I did see yesterday that Charlotte Flair is getting ready for her return, I guess. And I really do feel like what WWE wants and what WWE will eventually do is have Bayley lose that title to Charlotte Flair and then Tiffany cash in on her. And I feel like that could happen at WrestleMania or Royal Rumble, and then we get Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, because I think that's what WWE wants, because that's like the biggest woman ever versus the next biggest woman, you know? So I do think Tiff's going to hold on to it for a while, which isn't a bad thing.
Well, no, the other one was held for less
Priest
time
had it for
than
almost
his fucking
300
title.
days. So, and Drew.
Drew had his title. I think Drew had the Money in the Bank for less time than he had the fucking title.
That's not
pretty
true.
ridiculous.
But, yeah. So, yeah, no title change here. I do think
I
it's
also don't think
Bayley.
there's a title change. So Bayley is my prediction. Even though I'd rather Nia, I'm going to go Bayley.
That's fair. We'll move on to the World Heavyweight Championship match between DP, El Campeon, and Gunther. So
I'm going to say the most controversial thing.
So
you know that too.
Yeah. For the longest time, I was like, Gunther. There's literally no fucking chance that Damian Priest is getting added to the list of people that have beat Gunther. It's a very small list of Ilya Dragunov, Braun Breaker, and Sami Zayn. Those are the only ones that have pinned Gunther.
Sickening trio.
And I just don't think DP is that guy, unfortunately. But I don't know. They've really been pushing towards the babyface Judgment Day. There's truly two halves of the Judgment Day right now, and there's two that are turning babyface. There's one that's in between, and there's some that are staying heel. And I do think we're going to that. I really feel like Finn is going to get involved in this match somehow, but I don't think it'll actually cost Priest. I think it'll just upset Priest, and then we get closer to that breakup. But I do think we'll get Priest win. Surprisingly, I really just would have never thought that Priest was going to win.
Honestly, like, there's no, as much as this feud is a recent cook. Mm-hmm. It like wasn't cooking, and then the pat is like stale.
It was so mild, and then
it went like
to the ruin. Like
I missed one, I think, episode of Raw when I was working one night, and I think that's the night that they had their little like interaction that went
street trash.
And I don't know, I was never really a big fan. I'm not a big fan of Gunther, and I've never really been a big fan of Damian Priest, but I really like him with the title. Mm-hmm. El Campeon, he's really slaying. He's doing a really good job with it. He's defending it like no other. Mm-hmm. He's had so many matches with it compared to some other people who literally have had one match for the title. My favorite person. I don't know. It's one of those things where I should be saying, like, if you're when you just look at it, you should be like, oh, Gunther. But honestly, I'm gonna predict Damian Priest.
The reason
because I really want Priest versus Finn for the title.
I do too, but unfortunately, I just don't think that's gonna happen. Well, I think that match will probably happen at War Games or around then. But I do think that this is a part one. I feel like we're gonna get this match again in Bash in Berlin,
but like with more feud, more cook.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
when Gunther is basically in his home country, in Germany, where he will win the title.
Just
then
not a big fan.
And
of
then he'll have the title until WrestleMania, which I know that doesn't entice you, but I do like Gunther, and he's obviously great. I am intrigued to see how these two, because this is basically a heel versus heel match, which doesn't happen, and both of the World Heavyweight Championship matches are basically heel versus heel, because Liv and Rhea are also heel and heel, but like I said, they're kind of pushing towards half of the Judgment Day being baby faces right now, and that's Rhea and DP. Now we'll move on to Rhea and Liv for the World Heavyweight Championship.
I'm so excited.
I do think it's a Liv Morgan retain, and I really think it's because Dom will accidentally cost Rhea.
The thing is, I agree.
She just hasn't had the title.
But I also don't agree, because they really quickly squashed the Dirty Dom thing.
I know.
Like, it was a thing, and then they really quickly went, and then Rhea and Dom were besties, and I don't know if they did that because they don't want Dom to interfere with this match at all, so they, like, squashed it quicker than they squashed literally anything else. But, I mean, they are projecting Liv to be this powerhouse. Like, that promo of her burning the shit, that was like, put that in a theater. Like, that was sickening. And they're not making Rhea to be this big, like, she's just always like, she's throwing a hissy fit, she's running across the ring. I don't know. I want Liv to retain because she's probably one of my favorite wrestlers.
I think so Liv will retain, and like I said,
wearing the Revenge Tour merch. I don't think the Revenge Tour is done. I think she has to retain.
I think Dom will accidentally cost Rhea, and again, this is where I think there's two different splits.
Would Zelina come out?
No, this is where I think there's two different splits of Judgment Day right now, where we have the baby faces, which will be Rhea and DP, and I think Dom will still be a part of that. But imagine the fucking heat he would get if he turned on Rhea at SummerSlam. Like, he would get booed out the fucking building more than he already does. Like, it would be so good.
It would.
But I would rather Rhea to be champion. I think Rhea's more entertaining, and I like Rhea more. And with Rhea losing her title to injury after WrestleMania, I think that's just the best way for her to lose, because I don't think anyone can beat her, especially not clean. So that's why I feel like there's going to be some Dom shenanigans, and Liv will win, but it won't be a clean win.
Nah.
Speaking of won't be a clean win, let's talk about the main event, because we all know it's going to be the main event.
We've been getting this main event every Friday night now for 5 months. I don't give a single shit. If the only reason that this is worth being a main event is if there is a Roman Reigns return. I'm saying that for you.
It's gonna happen.
I never got to be a part of the Roman Reigns days, because after WrestleMania is when I really got into wrestling, and he has not wrestled since. It was kind of the same with Rhea Ripley.
We haven't seen him since.
I haven't seen him since. So. Even Rhea Ripley. I haven't had a chance to see her wrestle since I've been a wrestling fan. So obviously it makes me like Liv more. And again,
same
with this...
Gunther, actually.
Same with Gunther. Really haven't seen him wrestle.
And
I know those are known to be some of the best. Yeah. But anyways, long story short, we've had this match now every single night for 5 months. Literally don't give a single shit. This is... They're trying to make it be here... And it's stale right here.
Yeah, this reminds me of a level 4 feud on GM mode.
That just won't finish.
It's stale, and I don't think it's a bad feud. I just do think it's stale because everyone is waiting for the Roman return, which I do think is inevitable today.
No, but it's because they should have savored a little bit of this match. But it's like we have it every week. Like, there's always something with them two every week. They're always fighting. They're always winning against each other. And there's one person that comes out on top every single time. So it makes you want to think of what the outcome's going to be.
Now, we will talk about it because there is the slightest part of me that thinks Solo is going to win.
No.
I don't think it's going to happen. I honestly would love for it to happen because it would be such a fucking... shock. No one actually thinks Solo's gonna fucking win.
Nobody wants him to win.
I don't.
Nobody likes him. Nobody likes him.
Okay, it's not that deep.
Yes, it is.
Not everyone.
No, I'm going deep. I'd rather Jacob Fatutu than.
I do think Roman is gonna return tonight, and I don't really know how it's going to happen.
How is he returning? I think he's going to be mad at Solo for what he's been doing with the Bloodline, and he's going to low-key side with Cody.
From last night, turning this match into Bloodline rules, it means there's a no DQ, and I think this is going to be like, there's no rules, so anything can happen.
Oh, God.
So I think this is going to be a lot like Roman versus Cody from WrestleMania, where we're going to get a lot of returns. I don't think it's going to be nearly as big, obviously, but it's probably inevitable for Jimmy, Randy, and Kevin. And I would assume Jay to be a part of this.
No.
I do think Jay will be.
I don't think it's not time, because if Jay would come back, that means Sammy would have to go in it too.
I don't think Sammy will, but I do think Jimmy will come out at some point, and I don't know if Solo will accept Jimmy. I don't know how it's going to work, but I wouldn't be surprised if Bloodline's just beating down Jimmy, and then Jay comes out. You know, we get the Uso reunion, and I'll be shedding tears. And again, like I said, I think the show ends with Roman facing off with Solo, whether Solo wins or not. But I do think Cody's going to win, and I do think we're not going to get.
That's like. Aura points go down for Roman because you had these big expectations of this return. If he doesn't win, everybody's going to be so fucking pissed. So you know what Solo does? He pisses people off. It's just what he does. He pisses the world off. He pisses me off. He pisses everybody in freaking WWE off.
I also think Paul Heyman will be returning tonight.
Sickening. Yes, my favorite wrestler of all time, Paul Heyman.
So yeah, I mean, ultimately,
I'm kidding.
Cody, I do think will win. But really, I think this is going to be
I love him with the title so much. It looks so good on him. Been watching a lot of interviews of Cody lately, and I'm just like, everything he talks about, like his dad and his family, I'm just like,
and that's
what a good little man.
I feel like there's a lot of things that Roman needs to do right now when he comes back. Like the biggest thing is Solo, obviously that feud, new bloodline versus old bloodline. That's going to happen. And I think at some point down the line, we are obviously going to get Rock versus Roman. We're going to get a repeat of Cody and Roman, and we're going to get Seth and Roman, I hope, somehow.
Are there usually not any tag titles in SummerSlam?
Previous years, for sure, but no, Triple H does not like
Are there usually this many title matches?
No, this is a 4-hour, maybe 5-hour PLE.
It's literally except for one match.
Usually
it's crazy.
Usually there's only 4
and that's
to
why
5
it makes it
matches,
so much more fun.
But SummerSlam is big. It's the second biggest event.
It makes the anticipation
right?
so fun.
Yeah, obviously.
We have to talk about one more thing before we end. How do we feel about Jelly Roll being the artist of SummerSlam performing live? I'm hyped.
I'm hyped too.
I hope he sings "Ain't No Love in Oklahoma," even though that's not his song.
I feel like we're gonna get a CM Punk and Drew McIntyre murder fest, and then right after we're gonna get a Jelly Roll concert. I feel like that's how it's gonna go.
Do you think Jelly Roll's gonna interact with anybody?
Probably not.
Oh, I want him to so bad. He would be such an entertaining person to watch.
He's been on Raw before, and he's interacted with someone before. I don't remember who it was.
Oh, I want him to interact with somebody. I don't know. Like, I feel like he would interact with, like maybe Cody?
Yeah, I feel like he'd be boys with
Or
Cody.
He'll go talk to The Miz, because The Miz is hosting, and he's in their hometown. Or Logan, because it's, like, hometown things. Yeah. But I don't know. Love Jelly Roll. Can't wait to listen to Liar. We love Liar. Yes. It's not available yet, but...
All right.
Sorry, I had to talk about it. I saw the official theme song artist, and I was like, Jelly Roll!
All right, well, thank
you
you
guys.
Did you know
that man pulled a hot woman? Have you ever seen his wife?
Oh,
we'll look after. Okay. Go look it up, guys. He pulled.
All right, well, that's going to be the video for you guys today. Sorry if it's a long one, but let us know if our predictions are based, if they're real. I feel like this match card is pretty predictable. I feel like the only one...
I find this is even less predictable than Money in the Bank.
Oh, Money in the Bank was a fuck fest. But, no, I think this is very predictable.
Well, after Money in the Bank, I literally got, I think, 1 out of 5. I'm so unhopeful for anything I said for this.
The only one I'm not 100% confident in, I would say, is DP and Gunther.
Yeah.
I would say I'm like 95% confident
even
in CM Punk and
Liv and Rhea, it's a little...
But I want Rhea to win. I would be okay if I'm wrong, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
Revenge tour is never ending.
All right, well, thank you guys all so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Yeet.
Oh, can we do it together?
Yeet.